Jamie, I know you agree with that.
Yeah, look, I feel like a broken record, and Jamie's right. It really is a disaster. It's been a complete nightmare for Man United, and ever since he's come in, I've not seen any type of improvement. And you could argue last season it wasn't his team, and he come in and he didn't really want the job until this season. But I cannot believe how bad they've been and how stubborn he has been as a manager. Like, I get it. At Sporting, he done really well. He played a system. He had the players that worked. But, you come into Man United, you come into the Premier League, it is a completely different ball game. And I just think he's out of his depth. He is out of his depth. It was too big of a step for him. It's too big of a job. And he's crumbled. And, when I watch him, the formation, I just don't get it. He hasn't got it for the players, the midfield. He got no legs. You're trying to play Bruno in there, it don't work. But just the way he is as a manager as well is so emotional. He can't watch penalties. He sits in the dugout, he hides. He stands on the side of the pitch, and I'm not convinced that he really knows what he's doing. It's been such a poor appointment for Man United. And the quicker they get rid of him, the quicker they're going to get better. Because I don't actually believe that Man United are that bad. I think they've got some good players. But the formation they're playing does not suit any of the players that want to play in that formation.
Our poll today on the Sky Sports News X page is, should Amorim get more time at Manchester United? And 67% are saying no, he shouldn't get more time, with 33% saying yes, he does need more time, as you can see there. But last night, Duncan Ferguson, it was only joking when he said that anyone saying yes to that question is probably a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That was obviously a joke, but are you... There's more saying no than we did this poll last week, but they've just beaten Chelsea this time. They've just lost against Brentford.
Yeah.
But we've done polls like this with other managers where the no percentage has been much higher than that. So Amorim does have some backing. Well, he's got a third.
Yeah, but look, I think there's Man United fans out there who are sick and tired of seeing, the change of managers, and it's just a rotation of, the same old thing. Players come in and they're not good.
It's excuse for the manager, though. There's always an excuse. Yes, he didn't want the job immediately. He wanted to take to the summer. It's the people above him who are the problem.
Yeah.
The recruitment's been poor. We don't know how much part of that he's had. Are they excuses or genuine reasons?
I think there's genuine reasons in certain things, like player recruitment, the players there, the mentality at Manchester United. I don't think it's just Rúben Amorim's problem. I think there is a culture at Man United which has rotted that football club from the inside, and they cannot get rid of it. No matter who they bring in, they are struggling.
What if it's someone who's been in it when the culture's been good? Like... I said Carrick before. The people who've been there, all right? People who've been there who understand how the culture was, they'll understand how the culture
no, but you can't keep living
even if it's not as manager.
No, I know.
In some way, can you get them in there?
Oh, 100%. Michael Carrick, Kieran McKenna, he come through. Roy Keane. I mean, I'm amazed that no one has phoned Roy Keane and said, can you come in at Man United and be part of what we're doing here? Because he is... arguably Man United's greatest captain. He is a leader. He's unbelievable. When you watch him, he's ferocious. You listen to him when he walks into a dressing room. You're gonna listen. He's gonna lead by example. He's not gonna allow poor standards. I cannot believe that Manchester United have not phoned Roy Keane and said, maybe he can't be the manager, right? Maybe because he's maybe too hot-headed. I don't know, but they want someone in with maybe a bit more tactical now, so whatever. How Roy Keane isn't in at that football club, in that dressing room, in there every day, in the training ground, telling them this is the standard, this is what's Man United, this is what we've built, this is how we do it. I cannot believe they've not done something like that. You're getting all these weak managers, all these weak mentality people in there, and I look at it and go, Man United, this is Manchester United. You're getting beat by Brentford at the weekend, 3-1, and it's not even a surprise. I cannot believe how far they've fallen. I cannot believe how bad the standards have got. And people just accepting it, just accepting being bang average. It's Manchester United, the biggest club in the world, alongside Real Madrid, and they're terrible. Beyond terrible. Every time I watch them, I'm like, this can't continue. This cannot continue. What is going on? How is this allowed to happen? For me, they should be getting him... I'm sorry, I know he works for Sky and he's brilliant and I love him. But he needs to be at Man United. He needs to be in that dressing room saying this is the standard of this football club. And if you ain't going to be part of this standard, you're gone, out the door. This is the mentality we're having from day one when I come in here. Rúben Amorim's come in and he's binned off Rashford, he's binned off Garnacho. I'm trying to change the culture. He can't even watch penalties. Don't tell me he can change the culture of a football club. He can't even watch them take penalties against Grimsby. He's not the guy.
Roy Keane's last few jobs have been as an assistant manager. When you say he couldn't be manager, he could come in that role, of course.
Held back today, has he? What did you make of his comments?
I think he was speaking as a Manchester United fan. I think he was speaking like somebody who needed to get something off his chest. Look, we want ex-players when they're talking about clubs to be honest. And he was being honest, but it still takes you back, some of the things he said. He said he's got no faith in Rúben Amorim. He said the soul of Manchester United has gone. He says he goes to games expecting United to lose. He said some of the players are not fit to wear the United shirt. And he also has something still invested in Manchester United because he mentions the fact that 2 of his sons are in the United Academy. And he made the point that he hoped that speaking out was not going to affect their futures at the club. And he also basically said that somebody needs to do something. This cannot go on the way it's going on at the moment.
He says that something has got to change. Does that mean it could be the manager? How much patience can they have in Rúben Amorim?
Look, I think United's position at the moment is that they are going to back the manager. But we've now got this cycle where it seems every weekend United lose. On Monday we get the ex-players, Saturday night as well, the players having their say, criticising Rúben Amorim, criticising the club. Then on Monday we have the club coming out and saying, well, we're going to back the manager. But look, you know how football works. I know how football works as well. We know that behind the scenes, clubs at all levels always have contingency plans in place in case they decide to make a change. Just go back 12 months. I remember reporting on the fact that United had faith in Erik ten Hag and they were going to back Erik ten Hag. We all know what happened to him. Interestingly, if you look at ten Hag's record after 6 games, it was exactly the same as Amorim's record after 6 games. Both of them won 2 games, drew 1, lost 3 games. What happened to Ten Hag? After 9 games, they lost, I think his 9th game was away at West Ham, 2-1. He was sacked at the end of October. I'm not saying that Rúben Amorim is going to get sacked, but what I'm telling you is that something has to change. If results don't improve, then United will change their manager. That's the way football works.
Manchester United fans, brace yourselves. The news you never wanted to hear is finally breaking through the walls of Old Trafford. Rúben Amorim. The man once called the future of Manchester United is on his way out. For weeks, rumours floated around. Whispers of frustration in the dressing room, quiet arguments behind closed doors, and a board losing patience. But now, it's no longer whispers. It's a roar. Amorim's exit isn't just possible, it's inevitable. When Amorim arrived at United, fans believed again. His tactical brilliance at Sporting Lisbon had convinced many that he could be the man to bring the Red Devils back to glory. For a short while, that belief felt real. Old Trafford once again had energy. Fans chanted his name, players spoke of his fresh ideas, and the football world watched closely. But football is cruel, and Manchester United is the most unforgiving job in the sport. Behind the scenes, cracks started to appear. Players questioned his methods. Results dipped. The atmosphere turned heavy. United's season, supposed to be full of hope, spiraled into a storm of doubt and disappointment. And now, the storm has broken. The question on everyone's mind, who next? That's the real drama, isn't it? Who will be the next man to walk into Old Trafford's hot seat? Because Manchester United isn't just any club. Whoever comes in isn't just coaching a team. They're carrying the weight of history, expectations, and millions of fans worldwide. Reports suggest the board already has someone lined up. A world-class figure, a man capable of steadying the ship and reigniting the fire. But who is it? Will it be an old legend making a comeback? A bold outsider with fresh ideas? Or a superstar manager with trophies in his blood? Fans are desperate to know. Social media is on fire. Theories are flying. Some say Zidane, others whisper about Tuchel, and a few dream of a shock move for Mourinho's return. But one thing is clear, when Manchester United makes a move, it shakes the football world, a defining moment in United's history. This is more than just a managerial change. This is about the direction of Manchester United as a club. Will they finally rebuild into the powerhouse they once were? Or will they sink deeper into the chaos that has haunted them since Sir Alex Ferguson left? Every fan knows when United changes managers, it's never quiet. The headlines explode, the pressure multiplies, and the eyes of the world lock onto Old Trafford. Right now, fans can only do what they've always done: hope, believe, and demand better. The theatre of dreams has seen legends rise and fall. Now, it waits for the next chapter. Will the next announcement be the turning point fans have begged for, or another painful twist in this never-ending drama? Stay tuned, because one thing is certain, when the news drops, it will shake football to its core. Don't just watch history, be part of it. Like, comment, and subscribe to Global Football X for breaking updates, bold analysis, and exclusive stories that every fan needs to hear.